All right, well, just about 2 o'clock, so I guess we can start. Welcome all. Hope everyone had a great day. Boy, did we have a great day today. Is anyone here from my Discord group by any chance? Just curious. All right. Oh, hello there. Hi. Wasn't it fun? So we were holding the NASDAQ short from 460, targeting 320 and 280. Everything was hit, and actually, normally today we should be closing the day above 280. So, as a side note, in any case, let's start. So, welcome to this NINZA presentation featuring Captain Optimus Strong. This is a very unique indicator. Before we even go there, I should introduce myself. They gave me a slide just for me somewhere here, and this is me. Hello, my name is James Buchman, retired school principal. I've been trading for 16 years, a bit more. Teamed up with ninZa almost 2 years ago now. And I mean, I promote indicators, but my main thing is I trade. That's what I do. I trade. I have a Discord group. And you can get in touch with me with with this email, with any questions, and let's proceed, shall we? So, Captain Optimus. Now, this is a very unique system because it actually is not an indicator. This by itself is not an indicator. It works with indicators, and that is what makes it so. Why is it here? So interesting. So, what this system does, what we're going to do is I'm going to give you a quick overview. Then I want to jump to the charts because I want to try some live trades. I'm taking some live trades using this system. While the action is good, we can always circle back to the slideshow. Basically, what this system does, it allows you to combine as many indicators as you want. I actually made a mistake in the video that I made for this system saying it can only handle 3 indicators. It is false. It can handle 40 indicators if you like. You load up whatever indicator you like. It doesn't have to be a ninZa indicator. It could be regular Ninja indicator. It could be third party, custom. It could be anything as long as in its code, and I'm not a programmer, so don't ask me what that means, but as long as in its code, it has a +1 or a -1 for a trend. As long as it has that, you're good to go.
NQ, sell signal 2.
Sorry about that. One of the indicators I'm using on one of the charts is, of course, RK System Platinum. So here it's talking about, so let me just explain, maybe just stop, a bit too excited. Let me step back and explain. What happens is this. You'll load up into this system as many indicators as you like. And what happens next, the system will be looking for confluence. It will be looking for all the indicators that you decided to use to be on the same page. So let's say all are pointing up for bullish, all are pointing down for bearish. And when all the indicators you chose point in the same direction, then the system generates a signal. It has a tool within the system that can take these signals then in full automation. That's what it does. And that's what makes it so unique. It looks for confluence. It by itself is not an indicator. It works with indicators. Now, let me show you just a few examples. Now, I'm not a very creative guy, but I decided to give this a shot. So let's show different examples here. Hopefully you can see the chart. You can see the chart. Okay. So so here's what happens. Right. You see this tool here. This tool here does a few things. First of all, when you press this, and the window opens on a different screen. Hold on, let me drag it over.
By signal 1.
Let me drag this over. So when you press this green area, a window appears with all the indicators that you have on your computer. You can choose any indicator you like. Again, as long as in its code there is a +1, -1 to designate a trend. So it needs to have that. Again, I'm not a programmer, so don't ask me. So there are just so many different combinations. Obviously, there's no point to try and go through everything, but I just chose different ideas. For example, here I chose the same indicator, the iTrend Pro. I chose the same indicator, but I changed the settings. So not only can you choose an indicator, you can change the settings within each indicator. And so here I have the iTrend Pro, but they have different values for the trend, different values. So based on that, if you see over here these lines let you know if a particular indicator is bullish or bearish. When they don't agree, when let's say one says up and one says down, there is an uncolored dark area. I guess it could be any color you want. In my case here, it's a dark area. And what that means is that at least one of the indicators does not agree. If you have 5 indicators loaded up and at least one of the 5 says no, you're going to get a dark area. Only when all agree are you going to get a signal, because this means all the indicator you use agree. So in this case, bullish, right? In this case, bearish. In this particular case, it just means that the iTrend Pro with both values is negative, and you get a short signal. Now, here's the good part, because especially with the NASDAQ, things happen fast. So this tool allows you to fully automate these signals. So if you press short, you see this over here? The short appears in, I guess it's pink. So you can choose only shorts or only longs. So let's say I want only longs, for example. Well, then it appears in blue. It lets you know that only longs are enabled. You press both, it's like yellowish. Now it means that both longs and shorts are enabled. And as soon as there is a signal, this system is going to take it in full automation. Why isn't it moving? Do I get data? No, yeah, okay, it's fine. It's good. Things just slow down, I guess. Right. Then, of course, you can also choose whatever ATM you like. You can choose your ATM. You can choose number of contracts. You can choose order type, right? Market if touched or stop limit or whatever. You can choose your order. And it will take these signals in full automation. So let's disable it for now and look at some other charts. So this is just iTrend Pro. Whoops. Let me get it back. Where are you? Yep. This is just iTrend Pro with different values. Now let's take a look at something else. So here, let's drag this over. All right. Again, the window always opens in another screen, so I gotta just drag it out here. Okay, so here I have the Momentum Pro, and I have a moving average slope. I don't think I changed any values on this one. Maybe I did with the MA slope. It doesn't really matter. But the point is, again, same exact idea. When both agree, when both of these indicators that I chose agree, that is when a signal is generated. We can try and see. Let's just give it a minute, see if we can get a signal. So again, a dark area means that at least one indicator no longer agrees that in this case we're still in an uptrend. So at least one indicator, and I'm guessing it would be the Momentum Pro, says no, we are bearish. There is no bearish signal because the MA slope is still bullish. So that stays bullish. Now, okay, so now there is a long because now the Momentum Pro here we go. The Momentum Pro decided that
NQ,
we are still
by signal
bullish.
4.
And so this tool, as you saw, took this in full automation, and it is using the ATM that I have. And look at that beautiful thing. Okay, now after it took the trade, I can disable, if I don't want to keep on trading it, I can disable the tool from taking any more trades. So I'm kind of glad we caught this one. Let's see how it concludes, then we'll move on. Ain't it fun? All right, so as simple as that. So once there is a first signal, and I always prefer the first signal to be honest, and then one indicator kind of changes its mind, so to speak, you can always look for a continuation trade. So this could be an example of a continuation trade. It was the Momentum Pro that went negative here, and then when things turned around, it
NQ,
went bullish.
by signal 4.
Okay, let's see another chart. Okay, let's take this one. Okay, so here we have. Okay, where is the window? Sorry, guys, with this, it always puts it in a different. Drag it over. Okay. So this is what we have here. We have another set of moving averages here. And again, this is something I came up with. I mean, again, you are only limited by your imagination. That's it. You're only limited by your imagination. You can put anything you want in here, any indicator that has a trend, a defined trend in its coding, and then you just can play around with the settings. Really, sky's the limit because there is it's all a matter of you sitting down and trying to figure out which indicators work best. Now, if I can give advice on that, and I am far from being an expert on indicators, what you want to choose is you want to choose some kind of a stable, quote, stable indicator, let's say with a larger MA value, and then something that is very sensitive. The idea is uh, you want the sensitive indicator to then retrace, and in this case, let's say become bearish, right? Become bearish, but the overall trend is still up. So the more solid, I don't want to put the solid, but the longer term, the I guess larger time frame, if you will, indicator, just because the MA is bigger, it stays bullish. And so as soon as the more sensitive indicator turns bullish again, that's when you get your signal. So again, not going to tell you how to do this, but a very good rule of thumb is you want to combine less sensitive with more sensitive. So that's how you would do it. So we are now here. I'm trying to see if I can maybe catch a trade here also. As I said in the beginning, chances are today we're going to close above 280. The NASDAQ will be closing above 280. That was a major target on the downside. So now it's just going to be running up probably. So let's see if there is any kind of retracement on the more sensitive indicator. I don't want to waste too much time, but let me take a look. While we wait, let me see if I can answer some questions now. Thunderzilla and another case, Thunderzilla. Okay, so in with systems like ThunderZilla and like uh, RK System Platinum. Okay, let's hold on. Let's try. Let's see if we can catch a trade with like a ThunderZilla. What you are really activating when you import it is the moving average from ThunderZilla, right? It's not the actual, let's say, a buy signal or sell signal. It's the moving average. So let's see now if we have a continued move higher. And then, yes, I'm going to demonstrate here how you would add an indicator. Let's just see if somehow I feel like we are reaching, the market is exhausted now on the upside. Probably a very bad place to take a long, but just to demonstrate. If you've been watching my videos, you know how much, here we go, you know how much I prefer the first signal. It just overall has a high degree of success. Well, but here you go. All right, so here's another demonstration. The first one is always the best, my opinion. Gonna take out the other half of my position, I think. Yep. All right. So now I'm going to disable. All right. So ThunderZilla, right? You wanted ThunderZilla? I shall oblige. ThunderZilla. Okay. So here's what you do. You press this. Okay. Now you slide down to RK system. I mean, RK system. Uh, Kings. Okay, I passed it. Done. Why isn't my mouse cooperating? Sorry, guys, 1 minute. I see it, but my mouse is not cooperating. Okay, here we go. All right. Now that you brought ThunderZilla into this mix, right? So you brought it into this mix. Now what you gotta do? You see this? That's what I meant by +1, -1 over here. You gotta click here, and I always forget. It's one of these two. It's either signal trade or signal trend. Let's try trend. I might be mistaken on this one, but let's try it. So you press the signal trend, you press OK. You have to now reload the chart as reload the script. Okay, and now you have three. You see these three? So now you have ThunderZilla as part of this mix, but it looks like it's giving the same signals. But it is an extra indicator. How did it do before? Not bad. Not bad. Obviously, the more indicators you're going to add to the mix, the more confluence, right? So more things need to line up. And so you might be a bit late on some moves, but that's something you can backtest. Now, by the way, and there was a slide on this, I just don't know how to do this, but there was a module to actually test the strategy. So you'll know ahead of time how you're doing. I just don't know how to do this. Again, I just a guy who trades. I'm not much into technology, but this is ThunderZilla added to this mix of indicators. So it's very simple to do. You simply press this. You find the indicator you want to add, whatever it might be. You got to find the signal trend over here, and then you're good to go. Now, I think NINZA told me that every one of their indicators is definitely compatible with this. I imagine most third-party indicators are compatible with this. But I guess you need to look on individual basis. Any questions? I guess you can always reach out to NINZA support. I don't want to give you wrong information. I just don't know enough about programming or anything like that. So let's look at another chart. Where are you? Here you are. Okay, let's drag this so people middle. All right, let's find the window. Okay, here we go. So this is the one with the RK System Platinum. That's what you hear. And again, with all of these, you just must click here and find this signal trend. That's what you're looking for. And then it will start looking for confluence. So yeah, you see, like I have two, like most of mine are just two, again, because I'm not creative enough. But you can make it 3 or 4 or 6 or 12, it doesn't matter. It will just look for confluence with all of them to confirm a trade. So just kind of take a look at this here. Decent, not bad. Not bad. I mean, there was a definite advantage when more than one indicator is pointing in the same direction. This one kind of one filters the other. So there was a definite advantage there. But sideways action here. Overall, they're pretty good. Not bad. Not bad. Okay. Should be trying to catch a trade with this one. So again, what would need to happen is we need to get into a dark area, which would mean one of the indicators would point now bearish. It didn't happen yet. Just kind of looking to see approaching a 5-minute top on the NASDAQ. So we could see some kind of retracement down over the next 10 minutes because it reaches a 5. Just check something. 5 minute. Yeah, 5 minute. Okay. All right. Let me look at some other questions. NinjaTrader indicator. Yeah. Here is my my disadvantage is that I do not trade with indicators normally. So when you're asking me which regular Ninja trader that the free indicators are good, I really don't know because I don't use them. So as I said, we should see a pullback because a 5-minute chart is reaching a top. So we should have a pullback here. Let's see if we can catch something here. I missed it. I was too late. I missed it. Ay ay ay. Oh no, here we go. But I think it was still late. It just took the next bar. Here we go.
Target Bill.
Yay. Yeah, so a 5-minute top in the NASDAQ causes a retracement, so that was expected. Of course, 5-minute chart is a very small chart, relatively speaking. But that was the retracement I was talking about. Where could this retracement take us? Well, of course, back down to 280. That's possible. There is a 310 in between, however. So let's see if we can go a bit lower. Here we go, going lower. Look at that trade. That's nice. Excellent. Yes, I'm sorry. So back to your question. I don't know. I don't know which indicators are good. I know that NINZA has high quality indicators, and you can ask them which ones are the best for this system. But it's a bit of a funny question to ask it like that because there is no best, right? Again, it's a matter of having, let's say, a slower, a less sensitive indicator combined with a more sensitive indicator. I mean, that would be the key. Sorry, guys, 1 second. My dogs are bothering me. Okay. So that turned out to be a nice trade. He was 311. They reached the 310. So 310 was the first destination here from the 5-minute top. they could still go lower. But that was an example again of confluence of these two indicators. And don't think for a minute there is some kind of a magic with these two
NQ,
indicators.
sell signal 1,
There is no magic here. It's just again the RK system is the more slow, right? Like this is the slow. I changed the moving average here, which defines the trend to a slower one, and this is a faster one. So this one here is more sensitive. The RK system is less sensitive, and when you do it like that, that's I think is the more effective way of trading this kind of an approach. All right, so 310 gives us a bounce. Okay, good. Let me see some more questions. I should get back to the slideshow. They worked hard on the slideshow. I should get back. Let's see. Okay, this thing I'm demonstrating. Does it come with ATM? NINZA can definitely give you ATMs, but ATMs you create yourself. If you need help, they will definitely be more than happy to. They, as a matter of fact, I think the one I'm using is from them. I think I'm not sure, but they have a bunch. So NINZA will be able to help you with any with ATM strategies, and actually. I'm sure they're far better than I am at creating one. Because again, in my own trading, I don't trade with ATM strategies. I trade more from level to level and tops and bottoms and stuff. So, okay, let's see. Gonna go back.
Target fill.
Oh, I forgot about yeah. So you see, I did not disable it, and I have to be more careful. Of course, I'm just doing too many things. But since I did not disable, and I should disable now, now that both went positive again, the tool took another trade in full automation. This time on the long side. So yeah. So one thing when you're using this, you cannot do what I'm doing. You cannot be doing 40 things at the same time. You got to focus. So let's just see how this ends. So luckily we have some nice volatility for today's webinar. But the Nasdaq, the Nasdaq most of the time, most of the time can really move. All right. Okay. So concluded another trade. So now I disabled it, as you should do, by the way. After taking a trade, you don't want it to just keep on going. Now, of course, I forgot what the question was. This is great stuff. Yeah, so the ATM, they're going to give you an ATM. Ninja. Okay, so I did the Ninja Trader. I answered that. Let's see. Yeah, and I did the Thunderzilla. All right. Okay, so I mean, as far as charts, that's all I have.
buy signal 1,
Let's kind of quickly get back to the slideshow. Right, so just kind of, I think I covered most of this, but okay, well, I might as well, let's kind of start with this. So the system normally is 2,500 and they're giving 50 licenses for 800 along with this gift of $700 voucher. That's interesting. I don't know what that is, but you can contact their support to see how you can claim the voucher. I'm not sure if it's part of the discount or not, but they'll be able to help you with that. So if you want to take a screenshot of this. Okay. Right. So, I mean, the reason you would it's so great is that you don't need to have so many charts open and then figure out which indicator is positive, which one is not. Because as you saw, things happen way too fast, right? If you're going to sit there and decide, this indicator is bullish, this one is still bearish. By the time you decided that there was a confluence, the trade is over. So this really is a huge help. Okay, so we did this. So this is their, okay, so I did not even do this, but this is their, I guess, what they recommend as a possible strategy, good indicators that work together. So Easy Trend, I love Easy Trend. Easy Trend is a terrific. If if you're not going to buy anything else from NinZaCo, by the way, Easy Trend is a terrific indicator. It is. Because there was a way to smooth out the averages. It is an excellent, it's not even expensive. It's an excellent indicator to use. So they would combine Easy Trend with MA crossover and Vidya Pro. So I don't have this chart ready, but this is what they would recommend as a good combination. And they have values here, like I'm not going to build it now because it would just have to change values and settings. And but this, I guess, what it looks like. Again, the dark areas just mean that at least one of the indicators no longer agrees. And then when it kicks in again, then there is a signal. And again, my advice always is just take the first signal. Eventually, things get overdone on a particular move. So yeah, this is just different time frame. This looks like a larger time frame,
NQ. Buy signal 2.
but same exact idea. Another one. So the triple Range Rover with MA crossover and rev out scalping. Really, rev out scalping? Huh. That would be a bit weird. I'd be interested to see what that looks like. Rev out scalping. These two are a good combination. That's interesting. Rev out scalping with that. Huh. Okay. All right. So that's, I guess, what it looks like when you combine them. So you see here, yeah, that's why I thought it would be a bit strange. You see how most of the screen, most of the chart is dark, meaning there is a constant disagreement. And I guess it's the rev out scalping that would do this. But the signals, though, are still good, especially if you just take the first one, right? Kind of taking the first one. And, when you deal with NinZaCo, they have terrific support. So if you're not sure, like, which indicators are better, what kind of settings you should have, they are a great source of information. They're going to help you out. They are always really good. So yeah, just more examples. I guess of the same one
NQ. Buy signal 2.
of the rev out. Yeah, it's an interesting combination. All right. So crossover and Nova. So the Nova wind, I guess that's what used to be the solar wind, and solar became a Nova. But I can see this combination being pretty good. Although I guess one of them would have to have pretty sensitive settings. But that's what it would look like according to their testing. Okay, that's not bad. It's not bad. Yeah. In any case, it just really the confluence is what increases the probability of success, right? No matter how great a particular indicator is, just by itself, it probably is not as good as if you combine it with another great indicator. Okay, so again, this would be the deal. Again, I'm just not sure about this voucher. That's something, I guess, contact them. I'm not sure if this voucher is part of this. I mean, that's a huge discount. So I'm not sure if this is part of this or not. Yeah, but that's it. Anyway, but let's see if there are any more questions. Then we can look at charts again. I don't mind. I mean, I have time. My trading day is over. I still think they're going to close the day above 280, as I said. So my trading day is over. Let's see. Yes, no, they all are very helpful. Yes, no, all of them are really helpful. Do I prefer Renko? So, um, with, I guess, might as well look at with systems and indicators like rev out scalping, or let's say Arca System Platinum. I do prefer the King Renko. I do prefer the King Renko. With this, it's a lot more flexible because it's not just one indicator, right? So it could be two or more. And so because it's two or more,
View. Sell signal 1.
it becomes almost irrelevant. It's just a matter of here, I chose the King Renko or the range charts because they produce a lot of signals, and I wanted to be able to share a live trade with you, and we've done that. So I'm very happy about that. Uh, but there is nothing to say that in your own trading, you can't use like a minute bar or like a 30-second bar or a 3-minute bar. It's just that here it would not really be great because we could be waiting for an hour and not get a signal. Because remember, it's about confluence, right? So on something like a 3-minute chart, you have to wait every 3 minutes to see if there is a confluence between all the indicators, and that just becomes difficult and a bit impractical for webinar purposes. Okay, so just kind of looking. Yeah, once again, we have a 5 minute. Just see what the 15 minute is doing. Yeah, they could go a bit higher here. Sorry. Yeah, so let's look at any more questions. Yeah, answer this. Can this be used with multi-time frame fusion? Excellent question. Well, multi-time frame fusion itself is a combination not of different indicators, but of different time frames. So I'm not sure if that system has a trend built into it because it would depend on the time frames. But that's a good question. I don't have an answer to that. Actually, you can ask contact NINZA support. I don't know. It's an interesting question because then not only would you have confluence of different indicators, but then you would have a confluence of different time frames on top of that. That's actually is a very interesting question. I would be curious myself. As a matter of fact, I'm going to write it down. Great question. Thank you. Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay, so you tried it and it's not. Okay.
NQ. Buy signal 1.
Yeah, that actually could be a suggestion for them to see if somehow it's possible to combine those two, because that would be very interesting, right? Combining multi-time frames and different indicators at the same time. That sounds powerful, actually. I like that. All right, let's see more. Yeah, no, it's okay. So let's kind of looking at the same one. Let's look at my other creation. This is my other this is my other creation. This is the iTrend Pro with different. So let's enable it for the fun of it. This is iTrend Pro with different settings, different moving average values. So let's see. Oh, this is the YM. That's not even the Nasdaq. This is the YM. That's okay. That's fine. Let's see if the YM can give us anything. So that's just to show you how not creative I am. I use the same indicator twice, just with different values. But that's not to say that, it still could be fine. Just got to take first signal only. Not, if you take the first signal only, you're fine. I think if you keep on taking them, that's not good with this one. So if I do get filled, I'm going to just disable it, see if boy, the YM is so much slower compared to compared to the Nasdaq. It's just like paint dry. Wow, makes you appreciate the Nasdaq, right? But let's see if I'm also watching this one. If this one now turns dark, which means one indicator is bearish, I'm gonna enable this one too, just for the fun. Not that I'm saying you should be trading at this point of the day already, but we're just experimenting here. Oh, dude, the Nasdaq is. I mean, the YM. I didn't realize how slow it is. I'm just trying to see, looking at some other charts to see if there was anything that might give us a signal. Do we have one there? Yeah, things really slowed down all of a sudden. Right. Meanwhile, I'm going to keep looking, see if there are any questions. Is there a way to automatically exit a trade? Good question. Okay. So let's say you're in a trade and you decide, I don't want to have this trade anymore. You can do it right from this tool. There is a close. You see this, the close button. There's also a cancel button. So you can cancel a trade, but obviously, if you triggered in already, you want to just close the trade. Then, so you would press close. If you triggered in, you change your mind, you can press close, and then yes, it would get you out of the trade. So I'm not sure which indicator you mean, because all of NINZA cause indicators have the +1 and -1. That's what I'm saying. All of NINZA cause indicators would definitely work with this, and I imagine most third party custom indicators would work with this. It's just that they would need this designation for a trend. And again, I'm saying this even though I have no idea what I'm talking about because I'm not, I'm just not a tech guy. Wait, maybe we have something on the different. Let's forget about this YM. It's just too slow, and things are moving somewhere else. So maybe,
NQ by signal 2.
maybe this one. Let's see if we get something here. So here, the sensitive indicator was not sensitive enough, so it never went bearish. Here, whatever the second indicator is, did go bearish. And we can see what the other indicator is by pressing this. So these are the two. These are the three. I'm sorry. Yeah, these are the. Oh, this is the one with the Thunderzilla that I added. Yeah. So one of them at least went bearish. So let's see if we can catch one more just for the fun of it. I never enabled. Well, there's no point enabling this one because it's not going to fire anything. We need at least one indicator to be bearish. Okay. Okay, let me read more questions.
NQ by signal 1.
Oh, you mean okay? So you're asking, let's say it's going long, and you have an ATM where the stop is lower, and then it turns bearish. Would it replace the long with the short, even though the long the stop was not triggered? I want to say no, because remember it trades the ATM. That's another good question, though.
NQ by signal 4.
I'm going to say that I'm not sure. I think because it's trading the ATM, if your stop wasn't triggered, then I would guess that you would stay in a long, even if the system then paints a short signal. But you know what? The fact is, I'm not sure. That is another good question. So this is a question for ninZaCo. I mean, I could try it here, but all of a sudden we don't have enough action. I can try it because I'm sure I have an ATM where the stop is really big. But I just all of a sudden things really slow down. So yeah, I don't think it would work. Good question though. I'm not sure. Again, I think it would stay in the long trade until the stop is hit. Ah, here we go. We have a long. We have a long. Okay. Oh, so you know what? So let's try what you said. Let's say if we really move the stops, right? And let's say the target is not hit. Let's hope it will not get hit. Okay, let's actually move it up. Let's experiment. Let's move it up, and let's see what happens if price continues to go against us, and then there is a switch. Let's make this bigger. And then there is a switch to the short side. Would the system take us out of the long? But of course, now it's going to trail. Okay, so it trails because we should have already hit the first target. But let's try and be stubborn. Okay, no, I can't be stubborn. All right. No, let's. I'm just trying to answer the question that was asked. If signal goes short while I'm still in the long, would the system reverse? And I think the answer is no, but I really want to try and answer it. So I'm going to keep dragging the stops away to see. I'm basically fighting my own ATM here. That's okay. Okay. Well, I can't lose if I want to. Look at this. Because remember, for the opposite signal to happen, it's not enough that the screen went dark. That only means that one indicator is bearish. We need for both indicators to be bearish for the opposing signal to paint. So we'll try it. Hey, as long as you guys are willing to stay, I'll be playing around with this. Let's see if I can answer this question. Would the system take a short even though I'm still in a long without a stop being hit? It looks promising. Looks promising. Let's see. We do have another 5 minute top, so it could retrace. Okay, one is dark. Now we need one more to go dark. I'm sorry, to go bearish. Oh, you see? Nope. Here is your question. Here is your question. Here is your answer. As long as you are in a long, the system will not automatically switch you. So I'm very glad I was able to answer that. Thank goodness I lost. It's good. Yeah, it will not because I'm still in a long, so it's not going to switch you over. Now I can press close, right?
Order canceled.
And it closes the position. All right. So let's disable this. Okay. So say just for you, I took a loss. All right. Let's see if there are any more questions.
NQ. Sell signal 1.
Uh, okay. So see, you actually read. So thank you for reading. Uh, and if I read, I wouldn't have to go through this. But obviously, the long would have been a winning trade, and the short would have been a winning trade. But right, I just wanted to experiment because I was asked a question, and now I can say with no doubt that the system will not reverse a trade as long as you are in a trade. Okay, so all right, let's see any more questions. Okay, you yes, there is an option to reverse. Let's so so there was custom, there was new. You're saying there was an option to reverse. Okay, I'll take your word for it. um, yeah, I don't see it, but it would have to be done manually anyway. In other words, it's still true that the system by itself is not going to reverse a trade without you still being as long as you are in a trade. Okay, so that's that. So yeah, I mean, I don't think I have anything more to add. Let's again look at this. So this is the deal. $800, huge sale from 2,500. Very helpful tool. You can be as creative as you want to be with this. That's the thing. It's not like really using any other one indicator because it's combination of things. So again, you are only limited by your imagination. Ooh, the YM triggered. The lazy YM triggered. Let's look. Let's look at this. We got a YM here. What kind of an ATM do I have? Oh, it's interesting. Okay, yeah, it doesn't look like it's doing much at all. Let's give it a couple of minutes. Let's see if I'm not even sure what indicators are on here. This is what's here. These two. Again, this is something I created, and I have no imagination, as my wife says. So I'm trying to think if there is anything I'm forgetting. No, pretty straightforward. Let me just double check again.
NQ. Buy signal 1.
Okay, David, so you're saying it's $9.99 on a website, so you still save a couple of $100 with this with the sale they have here, because here it's 800. So, well, this one's going against us. Well, yeah, but the YM is slow. All right. Well, I don't really have much else to add unless there are any questions. Let me see. Once again, I think maybe we'll finish things up. It was a lot of fun. This was good. Uh, Okay, yeah, I'm not okay. So you're saying it's in the ATM strategy tab. Okay. By the way, oh, it just stopped here. You can also have no ATM at all. I actually tried that once. So you can have no ATM at all, but of course it's not going to take a trade now. But with no ATM at all, it would simply take a trade with no target or stop. It would just take however many contracts you have here without any target or stop, which is interesting. Also dangerous, I guess. But yeah, if you have none for the ATM, it would just take a trade. So yeah. All right. Well, I want to thank all of you. It was really a lot of fun. Once again, if you need to get in touch with me, I'll go daytrading at yahoo.com. You can email me. I will answer any questions. Um, just checking one more time. No problem. My pleasure. Thank you all. Thank you. Yeah, contact NINZA Code directly support for any other questions that I either did not see or could not answer here. Thank you, and I will see you next time.